I want to do a quick intro for Stephen so that people know who he is. Is that okay, Stephen?
Fire away.
Perfect. I would love to do is, well, Stephen has worked for JPMorgan Chase for 18 years, so you all need to know him. Prior to his role, he was the head of architecture and data for AWM, ran the firm-wide Agile Transformation Program, and has led various roles in equities, investment management, and firmware architecture. Stephen is a distinguished engineer who has currently focused on enabling our engineers to move to cloud environments. So his focus is on toolchain, automation, and multi-cloud platform. And he's the location leader from Glasgow Technology Hub, covering over 2,000 plus technologists. And he holds the bachelor's in mathematical science and master's in information technology. And Stephen, very excited to have you here. And I will hand over the baton to you.
Thanks very much, and thank you to the entire team for the invite. It's an absolute honor to be here and spend a little bit of time with you. So, and that was pretty precise with regard to my regard to the intro there. Maybe I'll enrich a couple of other dimensions which we hold very high regard at JPMorgan, and that's I'm the proud father of 3 girls, 2 of which are coding better than I can already. And I've spent a lot of time in JP Morgan, and I see that as an absolute privilege, not being wedded to JP Morgan as in any negative connotation in my mind. The amount of variability and flexibility I've had with working across different continents and different projects has been vital, in my opinion, to how I've grown up in JP Morgan to hopefully be more of a rounded leader and hopefully help others get, follow a similar path. So maybe I should open up with just talking about just JP Morgan much more broadly. The operating committee in JP Morgan, apart from the operating committee being a very diverse group and core team, they impart with us, with every employee in JP Morgan, a core framework that follows 4 key dimensions that helps everybody in the organization every day push in a clear direction. So those 4 surround building an exceptional client franchise, developing business with unwavering principles, delivering long-term shareholder value, and investing in our company for future growth. The reason why I usually start when I'm doing any talks talking about that framework is because that framework is literally the bedrock by which everything else in JP Morgan flows. And that bedrock is again the foundation on which we're building our digital transformation. So, and without going through all the different dimensions of that, the core aspects of that digital transformation is how we're going to bring our products and capabilities to our clients when and how they want them. Now, that can stem from the creation of our products and the delivery of those products in a world-class way to the actual platforms that we create in which we launch those products. And sitting within the technology division, JP Morgan, the operating committee, and Jamie specifically has always been a very strong supporter of the investment in technology. Everything, I think last year spending close to $11 billion, and this year investing even further. And that's been an unwavering commitment because we recognize that technology investment pays huge dividends with how we engage our clients and how we deliver best-in-class service. Now, to give you a flavor of what our focus is in our global technology division, we're broadly focused across these kind of key dimensions, and I'm going to talk about some of them in a bit more detail. So engaging customer and client experience obviously is part of that core framework. Is a priority. Engaging our employee experiences, empowering our technology talent that we have, implementing modern engineering practices across that talent, leveraging quality data and analytics, providing operational excellence, and and then how we think about providing to the wider community a level of resiliency and scalability that they haven't seen before. The final piece that I'll mention is around cybersecurity and controls, which clearly for a bank of our scale and the impact that we have on the wider community, our cybersecurity and controls area is always at the forefront of every single element that we work on. The reason why I mention that is my current focus and a lot of the team's focus in my area just now is on data, and how do we enable that data to be leveraged, and providing AI and ML capabilities that allow us to take our experiences to the next generation. How do we make sure that we're providing to all of our different bankers and our clients like that best-in-class service? And we do that by interrogating and analyzing a lot of the data that we have. So we're in the throes just now of a very large transformation, not just how every business unit in JPMorgan evolves digitally, but also how the technology division and our over 55,000 people in that technology division evolve. And against that backdrop, one of the key focus areas always from Jamie and the operating committee down has been innovation. Again, sometimes people can look at JPMorgan and because of our legacy, think that, you know, there's a very consistent way every year of how we go about our business. And that framework is true. But within there, every single one of our areas of the bank and right through to technology and operations is constantly innovating. And that can be everything from our physical branches right through to how we think about our new interbank network and our blockchain instantiations. Now, the reason why I say that is because at the start, I thought, you know, I was introduced with like 18 years, and I think I'm actually maybe just bridging on 20 years now. And the reason why I stay with JPMorgan, I have stayed with JPMorgan, is because it is a phenomenal company. But you get this level of variability that I've ran mainframe teams, AS400 development teams, which maybe for some doesn't seem that exciting, but for me it was phenomenal. I was working on accounting platforms right up the stack to running all of our European websites for JPMorgan. And each one of those different areas taught me personally a lot of lessons. But the most important lesson of all is actually, you know, how Bella opened up with our people. And, you know, it doesn't really matter, like technologies come and go, and, you know, languages come and go, and platforms come and go. But the one thing that JPMorgan puts at the forefront of everything is that talent, and that long-term commitment to diversity and inclusion that started at JPMorgan before I was there, and will continue at JPMorgan when I'm not there, which is hopefully still a long way off. But that creating that workplace environment where, you know, diversity of thought and action is embraced at multiple levels. And again, to bring that to home, just me personally, I've had the pleasure of working in asset wealth management division, which for almost all of my tenure was ran by the phenomenal business leader, Mary Ardoz. I had the privilege of sitting in many offsites and updates with Mary. You know, again, you know, Mary's very well known in the industry, but how she goes about her business in that first-class way is second to none. And I had the privilege of leaving asset wealth management and moving into working in the central global technology division when our firm-wide CIO, Laurie Beer, took over. And the last 3 years working in the chief technology office, having, you know, almost sometimes day-to-day interactions with Laurie is again one of the highlights of my career. So the reason why I say that is because in a technology division in a company of this scale, sometimes, you know, people can look on the words and actions and sometimes try and work out, are they really correlated in the right way? Everything that Abella said about how we are promoting or diversity and inclusion, to right through how I see it impacting the very, core capabilities and core organizations in JP Morgan is very real. And again, it's a huge privilege for me to be here. And I hope this event is just as successful as all the others. And I hope at the next one, if I can get an invite, I'll be able to see some people in person as well, which would be awesome. So with that, I'll pass back to Chai.
Thank you, Stephen. That was fantastic. Couple of things. I looked at your backdrop. You think in frameworks, and I love probably you use a lot of mental models to really design the future of the digital transformation for JP Morgan Chase. And Abella, I am just fortunate to know you so well, that how you are leading D&I and using also probably the electrical engineering practices is how to create the right system to create the right output. So thank you.